Bonsoir, ce soir nous allons apprendre à parler des sports, des jeux et de la musique. C'est à la page 220 dans vos livres. Alors commençons. Comment dit-on soccer en français? Le foot. Le foot. Comment dit-on basketball? Le basket. Le basket. Comment dit-on ping-pong? Le ping-pong. Le ping-pong. Comment dit-on volleyball? Le volley. Le volley. Comment dit-on tennis? Le tennis. Le tennis. Comment dit-on baseball? Le baseball. Le baseball. Comment dit-on American football? Remember, football in French is soccer. Le football américain. Le football américain. Comment dit-on hockey? Le hockey. Le hockey. Et maintenant, nous avons les jeux, games. We're at games now. Comment dit-on chess? Les échecs. Les échecs. Comment dit-on checkers? Les dames. Les dames. Comment dit-on video games? This is one you should know because we've learned this last year already. Les jeux vidéo. Les jeux vidéo. Comment dit-on cards? As in the cards that you play. Les cartes. Les cartes. Comment dit-on computer games? So as opposed to video games, games that you would play on the computer. Les jeux d'ordinateur. Les jeux d'ordinateur. Et maintenant, nous avons les instruments de musique. Voilà. Comment dit-on the piano? Le piano. Le piano. Comment dit-on the violin? Le violon. Le violon. Notice that the words are spelled almost the same in French and in English, but not quite. The last two letters in French are O-N and not I-N. So don't let that trip you up when you're spelling it. Comment dit-on the flute? La flûte. La flûte. Comment dit-on the guitar? La guitare. La guitare. Comment dit-on the clarinet? La clarinette. La clarinette. This one's easy. It's the exact same. Comment dit-on the drums? La batterie. La batterie. All right, so when we're talking about playing sports in French, and this is sort of review because you learned these last year, but now it's time for you to learn where this came from. In French, we're going to use the verb jouer to talk about playing, but when we talk about sports and games, we're going to use the preposition a after the verb jouer. And then it'll be followed by a definite article. So it has to contract with the le because in the case of sports, all of the sports are masculine, as you just saw on the slideshow. To be forewarned, this is not, there's no translation for this. This is idiomatic. The a and the le, they really don't mean anything here. It's just the way that it's expressed in French. So when we talk about sports and games, like the computer games or the card games or even board games, we're going to use the expression jouer a plus a definite article. And in the case of all of the sports are all masculine, so that it will be jouer au for all of the sports. And the board games can be either masculine singular or masculine plural. So sometimes you might have just the O, or you might have O with the X. So let's take a look. Quelques exemples. Je joue au foot. Notice this O. So we have the A, le became O. And that's where we've been doing this for a while now. This is where it came from. So this is finally your explanation about where that came from. Il joue aux échecs. Again, O, A-U-X, A, les. So if you learn the vocabulary, we learn that chess is les échecs, but we have to put the A in front of it when we talk about playing it. So it's, and we can't say aller, we have to say O. When we talk about musical instruments, however, we still use the verb jouer, but instead of using a as a preposition after it, we have to use de, and then the definite article. And as you know, de does contract with the masculine definite article le to become du, and then we use the instrument there. Being careful here because some of the instruments are masculine and some of them are feminine. So some will be du and some of them will be de la. At least the ones you've learned, because I think some of them also, the ones that you don't know and we can look up, do start with a vowel, so that you might then become de l'apostrophe. So again, with musical instruments, we're going to use jouer de. And again, there's no translation here, it's idiomatic. Alors, regardez quelques exemples. Je joue du piano. Alice joue de la flûte. All right, fin. Maintenant, fais l'activité sur Kia pour pratiquer et je vais te voir demain. Au revoir.